We've got Ramesh Iyer, who's Managing Director and CEO of Mahindra & Mahindra Financial Services, now joining us on the show. Mr. Iyer, to begin with, if you could just take us through your the performance this quarter.
Yeah, we've had a very exciting quarter. Our top line has grown by about 44%, and as far as the PAT is concerned, it's grown by 38%. And the growth has come at the back of our getting into multi-product financing in this market, and also come by our reach that we have increased in this market. And more importantly, we've been able to maintain quality of asset against all expectations that market was talking about. You know, is the NPA likely to remain at where we are in this quarter, for not just for us but for everybody else? That was the discussion, and we think we've done extremely well. In fact, our gross NPAs have come down. Our overheads have slightly come down because of the increase in volume. Our AUMs have grown by 35%, and our disbursements have actually grown by 25%. So net, I think, if you look at this quarter and the first half, it's been extremely an exciting quarter and a half for us.
Mr. Iyer, afternoon. If you could walk us through the kind of margin picture you've clocked in, and what is the outlook for FY13 and over the next 1 year for your net interest margins?
Maybe a little difficult for me to really put a number for going forward. Normally that we don't do. But if you look at our margins, they have improved. Our return on asset has actually gone up. And when I say return on asset has gone up, one must recognize the fact that the interest rates have still not started coming down. So our expectation is, if there was to be some correction to the borrowing cost to happen going forward, that would add to the margin further. And our assets, as I told you, our NPAs have remained curtailed. Very importantly, the second half for the semi-urban rural market is by far the more exciting half as compared to the first half. And all time in the past, we've seen how things change. Roughly about 60% of activities happen in the second half, and we expect that the same would happen even this year. And if that was to happen, one would only see further improvements to an overall performance of this company going forward.
Also, gross and net NPAs have increased as compared to FY12. How do you see asset quality panning out, and which segments are showing stress?
It would never be that way, right? Like if you look at March, you would have finished on harvest in January, you would have finished a festival season in October, November, and therefore you will always see that the March NPAs substantially come down. As I just finished, second half is a much better half in this market is concerned. And therefore, even in this year, one would expect in this festival season, followed by the wedding season, followed by the harvest in January-March period, one would see the same trend going forward. Because if you were to look at the gross NPA last September and compare it to the March number, and then you look at the gross NPA this September, I think one would be able to take a view on how things will go forward. That's one important thing. Second is, when it comes to net NPA, I think the net NPA is a result of the provisions that you make from the gross NPA. So technically what happens is, when your gross NPA come down and the net NPA slightly goes up, which means that the high provided NPAs have actually got out of the book, which is 50% provided, 100% provided items, either by recovery or repossession or settlement, they have got out of the book. So when a new NPA comes in, they're always in the first slab of its provision. You will therefore find that the net NPA looks higher. But to my mind, that's speaking of much higher quality, because the NPAs which have just come into book are the fresh ones, and that's the normal nature of this business. So if you were to if you looked at the number, the assets have grown by about 6,000 crore between last September to this September, whereas the NPAs would have grown only by about 150-160 crore, which means the gross NPAs have grown only by 2% on the new asset, as against the company average of 3.8 or 3.9. So actually, as a matter of fact, there is an improvement to overall NPA, and March to September is not a comparison, as I just said, because of the way the economic activity happens, the way the harvest happens, the way the cash flow runs in this market.
Mr. Iyer, walk us through what are your growth targets for your assets under management and disbursement over FY13 and 14. Which segment do you think the growth will primarily come from?
Okay, let me take the second one, in the sense the sectors that we would concentrate on. We are a very strong UV, tractor, car, company as far as our balance sheet is concerned. We have got into commercial vehicle, construction equipment, second-hand vehicle, and cars beyond Maruti. We were normally doing only Maruti cars in the earlier stages. Last about 18 months or so, we've also got into others. So if you really ask me in terms of the growth is concerned, I think it should come from non-Maruti car segment, it should come from the commercial vehicle, construction equipment, and here commercial vehicle I mean the LCVs as well as from second-hand vehicle segment. We would maintain our leadership position as far as the Mahindra range of vehicles are concerned, as far as the tractors are concerned, as far as the Maruti range of vehicles are concerned. So there the growth would have a relationship to the prime growth that the manufacturers offer in this market. But important to understand is that the rural market growth has been much higher than the urban market growth, and therefore we would get the benefit of the rural market growth from all products.
And your Tier 1 capital is presently at 14%. You'd recently announced a QIP. Will the capital raised be sufficient to support growth for the next 2 years?
If you're aware, we have already passed a resolution for a QIP, and we have an EGM coming up on the 6th November for the same. And it's for about 925 crores is the size of the issue. And I think we are in track for that, and that would help us at least take us for the next 18 months to 2 years, even maintaining this 35% growth that we've seen so far.
Finally, Mr. Iyer, Mahindra Finance sold a 12.3% stake in your subsidiary Mahindra Insurance Brokers to Inclusion Resources. When will this be reflected on your books?
See, this was done, the transaction in terms of getting together was done in this month. And we do expect that there are some small approvals still awaited, and we should expect completing the transaction sometime by November. And the 12% stake sale that Mahindra Finance has done will come into Mahindra Finance as its sale of shares profit. And as far as the overall is concerned, the 15% stake was what was given to Leapfrog. 3% is a fresh issuance from MIBL. And so one should see that happen in this quarter. Between October-December quarter, one would see the proceeds coming into Mahindra Finance.
And again, you know, on the lines of the deal you did, would you be looking for a stake sale in other businesses as well?
It's too early. Like the other subsidiary is a rural housing subsidiary which is doing pretty well, and it's actually doubling its balance sheet every year, while it's too early for us to kind of do any stake sale there, because you know their capital requirements are adequately met by us, and as you must be aware, NHB is the other partner with 12.5% stake, and the risk weightage to the asset there is 50% risk weightage. So I think they are adequately capitalized at this stage for a growth. Therefore, it's too early, and Leapfrog with the Mahindra Insurance, we just did a transaction. So I don't think, you know, in the very immediate future, we are looking at any further stake sale from any of our subsidiaries.